This is Mentally Dope. Join us, Charmaine and Jasmine, two Black licensed therapists, as we build a bridge between mental health and Black culture. Come on, it's gonna be dope.
Hey, hi guys.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm Charmaine.
I'm Jasmine.
We're Mentally Dope. Stay mentally dope. We are back with another episode. If you guys are tuning in today, please make sure that you like, subscribe, leave some comments for us as we get into this chat today. Tell us what you like. Talk to us. We talk back. Ask us questions. Answer our questions because we be having questions.
We have lots of questions.
So we be talking.
Go find us on the Instagrams. Go find us on the Facebooks. Go find us on the TikToks.
Tickety-tack.
And also, if you want to listen to us, we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on most major podcast platforms.
On Amazon, on Spotify.
Yes, you can listen to us. You don't have to watch us, even though...
Why would you not want to watch us? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. You don't have to. If you're busy, you got stuff to do.
Yeah. So like normally, if you guys are new to this, please don't be new to this. Be true to this. But if you are new to this, we are normally going over songs and movies and Black culture. But today we took a little
something different.
Little twist today with what we're doing. Add a little twist. So we talk a lot as therapists in our therapist confessional, as we would say, things that go on for us as Black therapists and what that looks like. Okay, so let me go back. My first question, if I did not know that you were a therapist, how would you define what you do in a funny way? Define your job to me in a funny way.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of stuff is like, it feels like to me like I'm like, if you have a pet and like they're like upset or something, you're just like patting them and telling them to calm down and just like right there. That's it. Just like telling people to calm down and breathe and they can do it. Like that's mostly what I do. I do the emotional petting of humans.
You sound like you're in labor and delivery. You tell people to calm down and breathe and that they can do it?
Yeah, that's what life is, right? Oh, this is really hard. It's okay. We can do it together. Don't worry about it. Like, that's where I spend most of my time.
Okay.
I probably do other stuff, but most of my time it's just like, you're good. You're okay.
Yeah.
You all right? Okay.
Okay.
What about you?
I think that I would say I listen to people talk stuff about their family and their friends. Yeah.
Yeah. With receipts.
Yes, with receipts.
I love a good receipt.
Yeah.
I love it. Just like, let me pull it up real quick so I can tell you exactly what was said.
But to me, sometimes it's funny when, like, I don't know if this is like you, but like me as a therapist, I love when I have the receipts. I'm like, wait, is this the same friend that...
Oh, absolutely.
That 3 sessions ago you told me that y'all like went on this trip and y'all went here? Or is this the same friend that you told me that her boyfriend like did this one? Like, because now I got receipts too. Like,
absolutely.
Who is this? And I will pull out a piece of paper real quick.
Hate it, don't they?
Which
like,
friend is this?
And
which one is
oh,
this?
is that the one who lied on you about the thing? Oh, okay. You still worried about what they said? And when you already said that you weren't fooling with her no more? Yeah.
Not judging you, just
no, I'm just telling you what you said.
Yes.
I'm not saying I don't have a judgment on it, but this is what you said you wanted.
And as a good therapist, I feel like it's good for me to keep up with what's going on with you in your life. I didn't remember.
I know your dog's name. I know your cousin, sister's auntie's name, right? I know like your boss's granddaughter's recital date. I know everything.
Yes.
And I can remember it. Once I like get locked in on somebody, I can remember. I can tell you what I had for lunch today, but I can tell you.
Oh my gosh, 100%. I don't even know what I had on yesterday. But
tell you.
If you sit in front of me, I'm like, girl, 3 years ago you went to the doctor and you had that.
Yeah, and they had told you, but it was really scary and it really didn't happen.
Yes.
But now, okay.
Your auntie got 4 kids, so it's like which one was it? The middle one or the? Yeah. 100%. Something about the brain that happens for us sometimes as therapists.
Yeah.
And that,
if you are
and
a therapist, should let us know if your therapist's brain works like that too, because it's a weird superpower that we have.
Yes.
See how we did? We just started somewhere and we went somewhere else. That's what we're doing. So we're taking another turn.
But I'm also curious though. So like we said, with moments like that, tell me about some of your embarrassing moments in therapy, Jasmine.
We'll see now I'm nervous. Now maybe I don't want to share. But I've had a lot of embarrassing moments. Like, people when you start therapy as a little baby therapist, you don't know what you're doing.
100%.
Like, you start off in internship, you start off in practicum, and you're just like putting it out there. No idea. Trying to pretend to be confident in front of people.
Oh, so like it is imposter syndrome, but it's like true, because I really don't be knowing stuff, and I'd be the first to be like, so I think this is this, and people would be like, no, that's not it.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know.
That's fine.
Or like
just kidding. That was a joke, girl.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever been like a newbie therapist and you asked a senior therapist a question and they were just like, "You're an idiot."
Yes, the embarrassing moment.
Yes.
Also adding on the extra layer of being a newbie Black therapist and having one of those moments in front of like one of your white counterpart senior therapists, and you're like, so it's like, is that like this kind of diagnosis? And they're like, no.
Where did you even get that?
It was a joke. Like, you haven't met me yet? I make jokes.
This is my first job.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to know this.
I graduated last week. And
right. What am I supposed to do? Literally, I had to make a hotline report on a client. And it was my first time ever making a hotline report. I guess on a kid. I probably have done it with an adult. But at that point, I asked this older white colleague, I was like, so when I call the hotline, do I tell them everything? Or like, what do I, like, I don't, what am I supposed to say? He's like, tell them everything. I was like, but that's breaking confidentiality. He was like, that's the point. Tell them everything. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was a dumb question. But I didn't
But even for me in those moments of like overthinking and become overwhelmed, so then I'm like, so do you want to know what he has on today? Do you want to know, like, what each parent's name are? Do you, like, I'm telling you everything for real. Like, right. I've seen him twice in the past week or 2 weeks.
Right.
Like,
he said he was going to lunch, but they'll be back at 2. So if you want to call, you can call at this time.
I think he had an art exam. just being confused and saying whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's one of my embarrassing. You gotta go before I tell you another one.
Okay,
I can't.
But I'm trying to think. Like, I think that I have a lot too.
Working with kids will get you there.
Let me tell
you, real quick. You will get not even embarrassing. It'll be funny.
But I think it does take a while for you to recognize that, because I've definitely been around some colleagues who could not handle it, who could not handle the kids making fun of them, or like those things. Yeah, because
that's a whole nother thing. If you work with teenagers, God bless you. Okay,
them babies will call you out. They will let you know when you stink, when your clothes don't match, like
if your breath stink.
Yeah.
If your booty stink. They're gonna tell you everything.
It's just
your hair look
whatever.
Crazy. Yeah. You're having a bad hair day.
When you can gain too much weight, like I've heard those.
Like your clothes, looking how they looking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a whole that'd be a whole thing. I'm trying to think about what's one of my ones. So y'all, I be on like these health kicks. I mean, don't judge me. I be trying to like eat and like do healthy and stuff like that. So like most mornings I make smoothies. So like I put like all my little fruit in there. I was trying out chia seeds. Then somebody tell me that chia seeds
expand. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in a session with my client, and I take a big gulp of my smoothie,
and you really have to like chew it. It's not like a sipping type of situation.
Then somebody tell me. So the chia seed went down the wrong pipe or whatever the folks be saying, and I started choking. Like, I thought that I was finna die. Don't judge me. Like, I'm like choking in front of my client. The entire time, my client's face was just like, I mean, I'm like gagging and everything. And for a full-blown couple minutes. And he looks at me and he was like, are you done?
Sir, I'm almost done right in front of you. Why are you not concerned?
My fault for messing up your session.
Right.
Forgive me for almost dying. I'm sorry. Back to you, baby. Ooh, let me give you an extra 2 minutes that I took on my deathbed. Really hurt my feelings, but that was definitely a moment for me.
The question is, how do you recover from that? And because something in me would be like, you know what? Let's just go home for the day and try again. Because I can't. What can we do after this?
Those are those moments, though, when something happens and it, like, throws off the vibe of the session and you're trying to, like, get back into therapy mode because you're just like, I can't. I can't. Have you ever had those moments where, like, especially when we went virtual, where something is happening behind your client,
when the pandemic happened,
and it's like distracting you, like me and you having a session, and you sitting in the room, and there's like a big old ball hanging on the doorknob behind you. Like, okay. Yeah. Or the client who's sitting on their bed and they got all the toys just like sitting.
Wait, what have you been going through? Because that has not been my experience.
You've never seen? Okay, yeah, man.
But I think also I'm a little desensitized to it. I don't know about you, but I used to do home visits when I did school-based. And so that always meant I was walking into a home where people may or may not have known that I was coming. So that means folks would show up to the door naked, half clothes on. They might have stuff crawling all over the floors, trying to crawl on me. Like, there's a lot going on. Or, like, somebody thinks that I am about that life, and they're expecting somebody about that life to come, and they realize it's me, and I have to be like, hey, can you put that down? Can you make sure you secure that weapon? Because I'm just here for little Ray Ray, okay? Yeah. So... for me, I don't really
because once again, this is not judgmental. We want y'all to live your life and do what you want to do, but also like recognize the human in us of like how easily, especially for me, I am easily distracted. So if we talking and we're in the middle of talking, and then I noticed like those handcuffs behind you, like, girl.
Absolutely. Or I mean, I think also like if I see the same place, if I see the same background for you every single time. Every time we talk, I'm gonna look and find something new. So like, who knows what I'm gonna find? And people don't always know what's going on in their background. They just like, oh, let me get on the session, whatever. Like there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But they really don't shock me anymore.
That's where we also get a little desensitized to certain things.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Or usually I just ask a question and be like, oh, look at that. Does that work for you? Okay, cool. Let me know about it. Let's move on.
Oh. That's one of my things too with my easy distractions, especially with certain clients. I be wanting to know, like, girl, how that work? Does it have like multiple speeds on there? Like, how does this?
That is called rapport building.
Okay.
That is called rapport building. There's lots of times where I'd be like, is that a picture of? Let me see it. Put the camera over there. Oh, let me see that. And I have definitely them show me their room.
But I'm like, ooh, like, where did you order that from? I want one of those. Who does your hair? Like, that's really cute.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be looking for somebody to do that. Like, what color lipstick is this? Like, I am definitely the one.
Building. That is an intervention that the therapist does, and that's what that is in that moment.
But to make sure that it does not go to.
Yeah, it has to be cut off. We can't just be rapport building like that the whole session. Yeah. We have to actually talk about some other stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say that. I'll just be like, okay, so we could do therapy now, maybe. And they'll be like, I guess we could. And then we just do therapy.
All right, what's something else like funny that's happened to you in a session?
I notoriously cannot draw.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But I love art and expressive stuff in therapy. But that also means, especially when I work with kids, they want to like do it together, or they want me to do it first. And I have, like, some kids will be like, I don't want to do it. I can't draw, whatever. And I'll be like, I can't draw either. Like, who cares? And so I'll draw something for them. Not for them, but draw something and be like, look, this is the best I can do, right? And usually that is a stick figure mousse, right? This is a non-judgmental space.
I'm sorry, you're right.
I thought. And so it's a mousse, it's a stick figure. It is very good, I think, by my standards. That's the best thing I can draw. And usually I get like, okay, that's kind of ugly. I said, well, can you do better? And then they do something else. But one time I really gave myself to a process of painting watercolor. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. It doesn't take a whole bunch of skill. I'm going to become a watercolor type artist, right? And so I made this painting based on a YouTube video. And it was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I was happy with it.
Yeah.
I put it in my office to hang up. Okay. And one of my students came in and he was like, what is that? Because I hang other clients' artwork up. And they were like, who did that? What is that? And I was like, I did it. It's mine. I'm like, why would you do it? And the client was just like really roasting me the whole time, talking about my thing was ugly. And why did I do it? And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't draw, but this is the best I can do. Like, I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, but it was really hilarious.
But I do think that those are those moments, though, when sometimes when your clients will like make fun of you, and I'm like, y'all just don't care about my feelings at all. I'm over here trying to. So, y'all, I got aligners in my mouth, and and I was really, really self-conscious about the Invisalign.
If you can't tell, we're both. I had braces. My braces are now off. I got 2 retainers. Yeah. You got your Invisalign. Like we all got stuff going on.
If you've heard other videos, you may have heard it in the videos. But I try to pull them out before videos now because y'all be coming for me. But I did not know. I heard it in my head when I put in, and my husband was like, "No, like I can't hear anything. Like, you know, it's all in your head." So I'm confident. I went back to my office, and I'm seeing clients, and my client was like, "What's wrong with your mouth?"
Clients don't care. They
I was just like, "Well, dang," and she was like, "Let folks know that when you sound like that."
What did you do? You personally offended her. She's
like, well, okay.
Let somebody know. I thought something was wrong with you.
That's what I was like, well, dang, okay, let me try again. Hurt my feelings.
That's what I'm saying. The care that we have and the intentionality that we have for our clients, they don't be giving us the same energy back all the time.
Yeah. But all right, but this is the thing too, because I feel like that one of the things that I do want that I'm really big on is that I let my clients know all the time I'm human. So with that being said, I tell my clients and I tell them too, if you see me outside of session and I am not in therapy mode, I am not in therapy mode.
But if they see you outside of session, why would you be in therapy mode?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you see me at a training, you see me at a workshop.
These two things are going to go together. I'm going to be outside of session, and I'm not going to be in therapy
mode. But if you see me at, like, you know, a training or a workshop, like, that's a little different. I may still, like, you know, be in, like, my professional therapist, like, realm. Mm-hmm. But if you see me in the club.
In the club.
If you see me at a restaurant with a couple drinks. If you see me at a concert. Mind your business. Mm-hmm. Or turn up with me if you want to. I don't even care. But do not expect me to be professional. I will be back to doing what I'm doing in our next session, I promise.
Mm-hmm. And to be clear, we're not partying together or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just like you have fun on your side of the room, I'm having fun on my side of the room. And we can talk about it at the session, or we don't have to talk about it at the session.
I didn't even got to mention it. Because, I mean, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I love concerts. So if I'm at a concert and I paid for this concert, and you see me doing what I'm supposed to be doing at the concert, which is rapping every word and going off and showing you all my thug fizzle, take it.
Showing you my best dance moves? Yes. Absolutely.
I'm going to see you on Tuesday, though. Like,
exactly. If they acknowledge me in public and we're allowed to do that, I'd be like, hey, see you next week. Like, it's not changing nothing for me.
Yes.
Nothing. Did you ever see there was like some therapist who told a story about like the fair was in town and she really wanted to go to the fair until she canceled on her client last minute. And then when she went to the fair, her client also was trying to get out of the session and she saw them, they both saw each other at the fair.
So it's like they were having that like,
they were like, yeah, we didn't need to have therapy today. We want to go to the fair.
That look of I acknowledge you, you acknowledge me. Yeah. But I definitely have had moments where, once again, like I said, I am outside of session. I may or may not have had a libation or two. And then I had a client that wanted to like sit down and have a conversation. First of all, this is not the space.
We're not doing that.
Second of all,
it's not private. Why do you want to do that?
Yes. And then second of all, like, girl, don't do that to me right now.
Read the room.
Yeah.
Also, how can I hear you over the music? Like, what kind of meaningful conversation we have with Juvenile in the background? What are we doing? Because I'm going to be like, what'd you say? Okay. But then it turns into something else.
Or I'm going to have a moment where I'm going to get up the next morning and be like, who did I talk to?
That's worse. That's worse. Did I see so-and-so last night? What was I doing?
Yeah.
So that's worse.
So, yeah, don't try to give me anything real during that time. This is not the time for that. Like, I cannot hold space for you in this moment.
And shouldn't be expected to.
And I'm not.
And also, it's not just us. There are professional people everywhere. So feel free to tell us your stories of, when you were supposed to be professional and you actually, like, flubbed it.
Yeah.
Or were not, or did something embarrassing. Because it's not just therapists, okay? They have this expectation
100%.
on them and all that stuff.
100%. Yeah, I dedefinitely agree.
Do you have any other ones? Because I'm going to tell mine last so that I can log off.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
Okay. So, again, I've spent most of my time working with teenagers, which I love. Teenage boys, right? And so that's a certain group
a whole different type of
people, right? And so if you don't know this about me, I have stomach trouble sometimes.
Oh God.
I have stomach issues, and
I'm very, very uncomfortable right now.
sometimes things have to move. Look, people say it's better out than in, whatever. And so, and also, like if you're a working therapist, you got to eat at work, you eat and see clients, eat right before, like we're trying to figure out food in the midst of getting our work done, right? And so if I just ate and I didn't have time to do all the stuff I had to do, okay, let's just say I was in a session with a young man, and I farted, but I was hoping that nobody would notice that.
Oh, so you tried to like make it like
It
completely
wasn't
unbeknownst and like
audible. It was silent.
But was it deadly?
Yes, that's the problem. So that client, I tried to tell myself, like, we can do this. We can do this. Like, we can pretend. I was just like, do you smell that? What's that? Oh my God, do you smell that? Like, why? I don't know, because it would have been worse, but I was just like, I farted right now. And so the client, I could tell, was just like, like, kind of like, that was you, wasn't it? But he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything the whole time, okay? And so we moved past it. I'm
so struggling right now.
Absolutely, it was terrible. We moved past it somehow. He did not die. Nobody died. We went through with the session. Weeks, maybe months go by, right? And the kind of place that I was at, the kid was still there. So one time I do questions in group, like to get everybody on the same page, and I answer the questions before everyone else.
In a group therapy session?
Group therapy. There's
okay.
15, sometimes 20 teenage boys. It's all together. And we're having group therapy, and I have warm-up questions. I answer the questions first to be like, y'all aren't the only ones that have to be vulnerable. And usually there's something like, tell me an embarrassing thing that you've done, right? And I don't think I started out. I think I ended on this day. And on this day, this kid was in the group, and I said, one time, I farted in session. And I could see his face turn a different color. And he didn't say anything. First of all, I fooled with him because he didn't say anything. He did not call me out.
Yeah, he also probably wondered, did it happen in multiple sessions? Was it only me? Anybody blink twice if it happened to you too.
He probably was like, who else did it happen to? But I called myself out, and I was like, yes, it was your session that it happened to. And I tried to play it off like it didn't happen, but it did happen. And everybody just died laughing and started roasting me.
I would have been so ashamed.
Yes. Oh, Hikey roasted me the whole time, talking about, what? I can't believe you did that, Miss Bishop, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I'm human. What you want me to do? I can't. Things happen, and please, y'all teenagers, y'all be funky all the time. Yes. Don't come for me. Like,
baby.
But I don't know. I don't really get that embarrassed about that kind of stuff. I kind of think it's funny. Like, I just roll with it.
Yeah, 100%.
But also, probably would have been better if it didn't happen.
Yeah, 100%. But I get that. I'm a clumsy person. So I trip and fall in sessions, or like walking into sessions at least once a week, or run into walls, or trip over chairs that are my chair. I don't know. It just be happening. I just be like, if you've been with me for a while, you get to learn that this is me.
Yeah, you should have noticed it by now.
This is me. Don't even get loud. Just go sit down.
Let's move along. Don't even call attention to it. It's not even worth it.
So yeah, this is just me. Yeah. Confessions of therapists. Yeah, I do want to hear other people's confessions of things that happened to them
at work, or
in
something
job,
like it,
or in sessions of those nature. Like, life be life, and
it really.
And I do like that people be like asking like us as therapists about like what they expect. I think that, and I've definitely seen like some like the hypercritical stuff about like us not supposed to be human. We're not supposed to have our own issues,
emotional issues, or whatever.
Or like we don't really care about our clients, which is 100% a myth. I am definitely that therapist, kind of like Jasmine said about like us knowing everything. I think about my clients a lot, especially if I haven't seen them in a while. I'm like, I wonder if she ever did get back with old boy. Oh, did she have that kid? And like I'd be like really wondering those things. So
or remembering like, oh, this is the anniversary of something. Like, oh, I wonder how she's doing. Like,
and so like wanting to have like those, but like keeping the boundary up, but like having those moments of like thinking about like this is the year that like her dad died, and like those things, and like wanting to like. Reach
but
out.
like I tell my supervisees, like, you are invested in these people. Like, we cannot show up and do this work if we're not invested in the people sitting in front of us. And that's not a switch you just turn off.
No.
Right? Like, you don't care deeply and love. Like, I use that word, like, love the person in front of you. And then, like, once the session is over, like, you're like, so what? You don't exist to me. No, it don't work that way.
No, 100%.
Or even terminate them and they don't exist to you. Don't work that way either.
Yeah, so definitely 100%. Shout out to anybody who's ever come across me, because I probably like.
Did you say shout out to anybody who's ever come across you?
You know what
shout
I
out
mean.
to anybody who's ever touched Charmaine in any way.
Nah, I mean, like,
Shout out to you.
I'm like all old clients. Let me clarify. All of my old clients, all of my current clients. Because I do remember, like, probably all of you guys, and like on different things that people go through,
Absolutely,
and
I remember
medical
every
conditions, and like
not your
all
names
of those
maybe
things.
all the time, but I remember everybody.
Yes, that's the hard thing too, because I this is where I struggle, because like I said, I can remember full stories once you catch me, but my memory takes me a second to like focus on situations.
But once you open that door, I can tell you everything about it.
But the hard thing about this is that people think that I'm rude sometimes when they see me in public, because I don't always speak to people unless I know for sure. Like I see you, I'm like, okay, there go Jasmine. But if I don't know for sure, I've definitely had moments where I'm like, and it's an old client. But I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's
Did you just wave that aggressively though? Hey, do you see me? Do you see me? It's me.
and then I'm like, oh, that's how I know her. I didn't wave at you. It was the guy behind you. I'm so sorry.
My bad.
So yeah, but I do that. So either I do that or I don't speak at all, because I'm not sure like how I know you.
Yeah.
And then somebody would be like, well, I'm your sword. Oh, okay. Different person.
First
Sorry,
of all,
girl.
Let's talk about how many people on your line for that to be happening. But
I'm just like, I'm not trying to ignore you. It just,
I don't know where I know you from.
yes.
But for people who don't know, as therapists, when we see our clients out in public, and this is a conversation that we usually have at the beginning, I tell my clients, if I see you out in public, I'm not going to go out of my way to speak to you. I'm not even going to speak to you first.
Because it's your own personal business.
It's your
business.
I am. Exactly. And so that means if somebody sees me in public and knows that I'm a therapist and sees me talking to you, they could assume that I am your therapist, you are currently in therapy, and not everybody wants people to know that. And so to protect everybody for that, you can speak to me all day, I'll speak back, but I'm not going to like go out of my way.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
To speak to you, because that imposes on your confidentiality. But it happens all the time. I have people wait on me that were my clients. Sometimes people don't remember me.
Yeah.
But I remember them, which is very hard for me because it's usually a kid, right? Like, it's not an adult who has seen me as a kid that I saw when they were little, and they're big now and they're doing big person stuff. And so the whole time I'm just like, I'm so proud of you.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And they're just like, why is this lady being creepy to me? And I feel like, I knew you. You were like,
You have a job and you're doing so well in life. But
you're not in prison. This is just really great.
Yes.
Because those are the kind of kids that I work with. But, like, it's, that's why we're saying we don't talk to people. We're not just rude, okay?
Yes.
We're not just trying to ignore you in public. We're trying to protect your confidentiality, okay? Please.
And sometimes also protect ours. Okay, let me ask you this one more. Do you tell people what your profession is in open settings?
I try not to.
Okay, why?
Because I don't want people to ask, like, to make me their therapist in that current moment. This is the problem. Or asking,
oh my
or
gosh.
People assume that, like, oh, you're psychopathologizing me, or like you're psychoanalyzing me right now. Like, what do you think is this? And I'm like, I'm just like, I don't even want to.
Man, I'm out here eating tacos. like I'm not even doing that.
I'm not at work, and I'm happy to not be at work right now, so I'm not even thinking about that.
Yes, or the ones who would like, they would like indirectly like try to like ask me questions. So like I'm talking to their friend in front of me and being like, so yeah, like my uncle keeps doing this. Charmaine, did you hear me? What do you think about that? Like, I don't know. Like, let me.
And at that point, my hearing becomes selective.
Yes.
Huh? Me?
Yeah.
I'm not even at work right now.
But after a couple of times, I'm actually like getting like hemmed up in corners at like parties and stuff like that, or like being out on like a brunch or somebody and be like, well, let me ask you about this, and now I'm in the corner hearing a 45-minute story about their cousin and their cousin's kids, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't always tell people that I am a therapist in open sessions because I'm not that therapist. I'm just not.
I don't know many people that are.
Well, because I remember like there was like a meme that was like going around like actually like a few weeks ago talking about how when some therapists enter in their Uber cars and they leave out and they're like, good look on your custody case, John. That's not me. I put in headphones. There may not even like be anything playing. Don't talk to me. I'm off duty. I promise I care, and I promise I show up in my sessions. But when I'm off, like I don't want to do that.
Part of that is like we do that so that we can show up to our sessions, right?
Yes.
Like if we are having small talk or like deep life-changing conversations with everyone we come across without any boundaries, how am I going to show up to work and be able to do it over and over and over again or back to back to back that day? I have boundaries for a reason because I'm here in front of you and you only, and not like 10 people at a party going like around and around with everybody there having group therapy, because then I never get my time.
But that is the hard part, because like I said, I feel like that I've been called or perceived as being like rude in those moments because it was like people would expect me to be on at all points in time. So if I think that I'm just here to have brunch with everybody else, and then it turns into like each of you guys want to tell me about your kid and your relationship with your husband and all these things, I'm just like, oh, okay, so now I'm back in therapy mode.
Yeah, but also to me, sometimes, I mean, like my good friends wouldn't necessarily do this, but sometimes it almost feels rude to me, as if that person is using me, like that's what they see the value in me, and like they don't actually want to have a relationship with me. They're just like, oh, it's good to have a therapist in my circle, and I'm not into that at all. Like we will not be connected very long. I'll just be like, oh, not doing that again.
Because yes, if I love you, if the relationship is like a good, healthy relationship, I would definitely offer my
I don't
my
mind being a
perspective and my
resource.
education. 100%, I would be a resource, but not when I feel like that. Like that's not
But
the
if that's-
capacity of what I thought that we were doing right now.
That's what I'm saying. But what if that's the only thing that you call on me for?
Yes, that
is
as
a
well.
problem, and we're not doing that.
Yes.
I'm not.
Or like I
doing
said,
that.
if I don't know you, like I'm just here for,
Yeah,
for someone else's
absolutely.
like,
You're a therapist.
picnic,
Let
and
me
now
ask you about. And then, well, okay, well, look, and I'm like, I'm not your therapist. I'm a therapist. But what I do get a lot, which is not, I don't mind this because I can give them somebody else who they're just like, oh, I saw that you're a therapist, because I'm a small business, and so I interact with other small businesses, and they're just like, and I usually follow people with my business page, and so they find out I'm a therapist before anything else, and they'll just be like, oh, well, I need a therapist. How do I become your client? And I'm always like, you don't, because I want to keep coming here.
Yeah.
And patronizing your business, but I can give you recommendations of other people. But and I'm not saying you can't do that.
Yes, I mean, some people do that and do that fine.
But for me, I want those things to be separate, because if you're a small business and maybe you wax people, and I don't want to be one of your clients to wax, and then you're also one of my clients because you've seen everything that there is to see, and I don't have any privacy. And you also don't have a privacy because I'm coming to your space too, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all those things.
Yeah.
And so that's how I prefer it to be. But I don't know if that comes up for you a lot too. If people are just be like, oh, I know you. Maybe because since I have an online presence and I didn't before, that didn't happen to me. But now that I do, people are like, oh, you're a therapist? How do I become your client? And I'm like, you know.
I think the mind, I don't really see, because like that one does not bother me as much. I think the mind sometimes that I struggle with is the boundary. So like people that I'm not close to, because like once again, I know people like that I'm actually close to, like, and I respect that. But people that I'm not close to will like come up to me and be like, so I have a 5-year-old, like, you know, when you see them, but it's for me.
Yeah.
No.
But I don't see 5-year-olds.
Yeah. So like I did a session on Saturday. No. But it's
Which
for
is
me.
good, but I don't work on Saturdays.
Yeah. So let me refer you to somebody else.
Somebody who does. Yeah.
Or I've even got the messages where like my friend said that, like, you know, that you would give me an exception. Who's your friend? What?
That's true. Oh, do you have any awkward moments with friends referring friends?
Yeah.
I've had that. Not awkward, but just like, hey, my friend wants to like come and be in therapy with you, and I told them how great you are, and there's like nobody like you, so like you're the only one, so we could do that. And I'd be like, but also I'm not taking new clients, so they gotta go somewhere else. And they're just like, but it's for me.
Yeah, it's for
like,
me. Fit them in.
Don't you, like, I know you just have one more spot, or like, or it's somebody who's like not in my niche or something, and I'm just like, no. But it's always just a little bit awkward because some people can get really offended about it,
100
or
100%.
even just being like, well, I'm not going to see you anymore. But I'm just like, yeah, but this is my clientele. I get to decide who I see and who I don't see.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, y'all. So many things.
I'm sure that we can like continue with this.
Yes.
But I am really curious for like you guys to let us know what you think about our embarrassing moments. Do you have any embarrassing moments in whatever field that you're in?
Yes, and we're trying something new today. So if you're into like this loose freestyle, it's not as rigid as our other ones, let us know. We might do some more like this. But in general, if you haven't seen our last video, we talk about everything that has to do with Deliver Us from Eva, if y'all remember that movie from the early 2000s. We break all of that down, talking about angry black women and all the things. It's really dope. I actually think it's one of our best videos.
Yes.
So go check that out. And that's it. While you here, stay mentally dope, okay, y'all?
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves.
Guys.
Bye.